Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I did one of these video things. My shoulder is almost back to normal, and also I've been busy doing other stuff. So this is from my third round with Armchair Jedi, and he has an all ship list. This is from the Vassal World Cup third round of the Swiss. I did forget to record it, of course. It went well enough. I won 9-2, not too far away from 10-1. But we'll sort of try to recreate it. So he was at 396 or something. So he had the choice. I'm at 400. So he made me second player, and he chose my asteroid tactics, and I set up approximately like this. Uh, Basically, I was you have to take advantage of those asteroids and also the other obstacles. So there is a sort of rhyme and reason. No matter how he deploys here, if he comes in straight at me or comes in from the side, I have options in terms of overlapping these rocks. But it's not a good objective to sort of limit yourself to moving only by overlapping the stones. But you should have that option no matter how it comes from you. So I prefer to set up like this. I had the last drop, so he only has five here, and I have six. So normally I would typically have the honor in the center and the ISD sweeping around, but this time I figured I would swap it around. Last time I deviated from my plan. I lost 110 against Angry Evoc, so that's why we shouldn't try new stuff in a tournament. But I figured it wasn't that important anyway. It should have fun and experiment a little bit. And also, this debris field here is and this debris field here, they are placed as to make approaching me from this flank a bit more difficult. So isn't a straight line you can follow. Once I start moving up here and turning into him, if he wants to go around the flank, he must either come into the forward arc of my Onagura and ISD, or he has to go around this debris field or land on it. That's the idea anyway. It's not always that it works, but it's not a bad plan. And this one also for some extra coverage. Remember, I have these two guys here that I can place, so I can use them to make approaching me even more difficult or to give me obstructed shots. So something like this. It's not an exact science. I haven't sat down and sort of calculated the best layout, but something like this I find not too bad. And also it avoids me hitting any of the debris fields. That was a problem. The first few times I played Asteroid Tactics, I set them up in a manner to sort of make things difficult for my opponent, but then in round 3, 4, 5 or something, then one or more debris fields caused trouble for me. So all ship list, no demolisher, but he has three almost identical gladiator ones with auxiliary shields team. So the combination of evade, brace, and redirect make them pretty tanky against the Onager. They are smalls as well. So, and this one has Aiden, and he put that one in the center here. And she is very annoying against squadrons, but there is only one evade. So either you burn it very quickly, or you can take away one damage from our deck basically per turn. That's significant, but it's not as good as some Raider. And the Kuat, of course, really tanky, but it has to get in close. So basically, everything here has to come in close. So he has to attack. Prefer either you have to set up so that you on consecutive turns sort of last first, or you have to set up sort of a massive fork in mid game where there are so many bad choices for me that I go boom. What you absolutely must not do is sort of send in your units piecemeal. Uh, he's also going to be eating quite a bit of squadron damage. Armchairjedi, of course, is 4 damage a turn. Nothing I can do about that. And as it turned out, my 2 blue TIE fighters, especially Whalen, he did quite a few points, 3 or 4 points of damage throughout the turn. Mittel not so much, but they pulled their weight. So he went for a Titus and sort of reduced the speed of my onagger by 1, but I was navigating initially anyway. So what happened here was that I moved my ISD ever so slowly forward. I don't remember the exact speed. Um, and then this onagger, it sort of sped up and yeah. I see the positions are not exactly as they were, but it's a good approximation. And he was gunning forward at maximum speed, so that and advancing on a broad frontier at in speed 3. And already you can see this one is only speed 2, so it's sort of stalling. And this guy, he turns hard and goes on the outside. And that was basically turn 1. And then I would screen using this one. And I don't remember exactly what I did. But I do remember that during one round, he has no squadrons. I managed to place 1 slug down by this rock, and at the same time I placed Whalen here, so he actually got chewed by the space slug for no reason at all. But after that, Whalen hit with every blue die he shot at the enemy ships. So I think he learned this lesson. It's kind of funny, actually. Um, so round 2 was pretty much the same. He went up to speed 3, and I went here, and he sort of escaped my front arc, but couldn't get a good shot, and I kept going forward here. Probably hard turn like this, heading here, and this guy came up. This guy came up a bit. Maybe he turned, something like that. I think he sped up. And my squadrons weren't quite ready, but he had good speed here, so. And this guy, you can see his problem is becoming more apparent now, because he already has no good shots at me, and my squadrons here can get started on shooting Iden. So this is round 2. So round 3 has stuff moving forward. These squadrons go to town. The onagger shoots. It moves forward like this. It gets company there. The ISD moves forward. Not that far forward. This guy comes up here. I don't remember where am I. But this one gets really cautious. And Iden gets popped. And that was pretty much round 3. Yeah, I don't think this one was actually in that good a position. Well, something like that maybe. And this one was overlapping here. So he has in this turn on 4, he has a front arc shot at my Hondo, and Hondo dies, and he sort of gets up here and sets up a double arc, but he can't quite get the double arc into my face. I keep moving forward. This one has come around now, but still no black range. And this little guy, I think, starts to crawl around. And he has a kind of a good situation here, but he has to start with moving the ISD. And I remember having this guy here. So he shoots, does a bit of damage, but not nearly enough. And then he ends up fleeing my front. But by now he's gotten shot plenty. And as my onager speeds forward, this was maybe turn 5, I get a lot of obstructed shots. There should be blue range on this one. So this one gets off a few shots, and then this guy gets obstructed shots, and this guy gets obstructed shots, and then the ISD just pops to too much damage. And this one continues forward. And for the final round, this one got roundabout here in turn 5. This one keeps tail chasing. This one flees. So for turn 6, all that happens is it takes a shot, but it's pretty hopeless. There was room, he didn't bump me, something like that. But I have a squadron command and the ISD, and everyone shoots at it, and it pops. Now that's yeah, it's a screaming one there. That's how it was. And this guy flees, he flies. So nothing more happens. Sorry about that. A little bit of a cold, maybe. No COVID. So it was pretty much was no tabling because I was in no position to take out this guy. But I ended up with almost 300 MOE. Was it 1291, something like that? It's not important. So you talked about what the problem was when we started, when we were finished playing, and I think he was a little bit too intimidated to approach me, so he sort of came line abreast, and then he sent 2 of his gladiators far out on the flanks, and these are not engine tech gladiators, so they aren't that fast. So basically his center unit with Aiden in the front hit me first and gave me the opportunity to kill that unit. Then his ISD was pretty much all alone against all my ships and my squadrons. And when he then tried to flee, was a little bit unlucky about well, first landing on the space slug, and then I got obstructed shots from my ships and had my squadrons as well. I think he could have minimized the loss a bit, losing that last screaming hackman. Gladiator was not really needed. He could have turned him out and fled with him down here and saved himself some MOE, so then it would only have been an 8-3. And it's also possible, if he had gotten a little bit more lucky, that he could have gotten his Kuat out. And if I hadn't killed the Kuat, of course, then it would have been only a small victory. But I think the approach where he set up far here and then came in at speed 3 with everything. Didn't really set up a staggered approach or concentrate his forces. That was the problem. If he was going to just go barging in, he might as well have set up over here and had maybe more turns to do it. I don't know. So he allowed me to concentrate my forces, and he failed to concentrate his forces, and that's why it went the way it did. And that's all I have for today. Goodbye.